Thank you so much for coming out. And welcome to this year's Teacher Appreciation Night. My name is Cristobal Gonzalez, and I am the president of Cuesta College's chapter of Alpha Gamma Sigma. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the other members of our executive cabinet in the order in which they will be speaking this evening. Our treasurer, Juliette Jodry. Our secretary, Sydney Barnes. Our historian, Brian Zambo. And our wonderful activities director, Niall Diaz. Before we begin this evening, I would like to take a moment to share with you a little bit about Alpha Gamma Sigma and the purpose of our event this evening. Alpha Gamma Sigma, or AGS, is an academic honor society and service organization throughout the California community colleges. AGS members maintain a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher and perform at least 20 hours of volunteer service per semester to their college and their local community. Tonight, I'm excited to tell you about a new program that AGS has been working to pilot, a peer mentoring program for students here at Cuesta. Many community college students have difficulty adjusting to the rigor of college-level studies, managing their time, or balancing their academic work and family lives. Such students could benefit from speaking to an AGS member, a fellow student who has already demonstrated success in those areas and as a result is succeeding academically. We've created this program to pair mentors and mentees and provide another resource that could help our students succeed. Please spread the word. This new program, especially if you know a student who may benefit by having a peer mentor. Teachers Appreciation Night has been part of Cuesta College for 9 years now. It was proposed and brought to life by a past executive cabinet and has since become an annual tradition for our chapter. Each year, we send out requests to our members, your students, asking them to nominate someone who has gone above and beyond expectation to influence their success here at Cuesta. Tonight, we honor 10 faculty. These honorees were selected by the executive cabinet after rigorous vetting of 33 nominations. We are very excited to share the students' experience with you tonight. Now, please join me in welcoming to the stage our honored guest, Cuesta College President, Dr. Jill Stearns.
Good evening, everyone. What a joy it is to welcome you here this evening. And as I was thinking about the opportunity of coming here tonight, I just was remembering how fun it was last year to hear the stories that the students shared about the great work of our faculty who were honored. And I know that if I ask you to close your eyes and tell me about a teacher who had a great influence on your life, the only difficulty you might face is identifying one and not telling me about several. And so this evening, I just want to extend my congratulations to our faculty who are being recognized. I can really think of no higher honor than being honored by honor students for your excellence in teaching. And so I will express and join my appreciation with that of AGS for the great work you do every day. Thank you. Shame on me. Joining us this evening is one of the members of our Board of Trustees. Mrs. Mary Strobridge is here also. So thank you for joining us, Mary.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stearns. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to our nominees. This evening, I would like to ask Professor Eric Beaton to join me on stage. Professor Eric Beaton teaches in the Cuesta College Engineering Department. He's taught at Cuesta College for 20 years. In answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations? An AGS member wrote, I enjoyed Eric Beaton's class more than any other class I had taken in college so far. He is an instructor that is very passionate about the material, creative, and a talented presenter of the information. he shows that his primary concern is the future success of his students. One way Eric goes above and beyond for his students is during our labs. During this time, he is actively helping students with their questions by giving them his full attention, asking them questions, and assisting them logically. Mr. Beaton goes above and beyond by staying with our lab group after all the students have left and showing us an extra experiment related to the lab that was entirely for the sake of exploring and enjoying interesting material that we were learning. In answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College? An AGS member wrote, Eric Beaton has positively impacted my success as a Cuesta College student through the efforts he makes to turn his students into independent learners, researchers, and engineers. He approaches any question that I would ask with patience and thoughtfulness, and he takes the time to actually see through the lens that I'm looking through. The assignments that he gave us also helped explore the world of engineering. The research essay that I did for the class opened me up to so much technology and current research that I had never been exposed to. It also helped me develop my scientific writing skills and my research paper in a style of annotation that I had never used before. His class left me feeling more prepared going into all engineering courses in the future, and it has given me motivation, fascination, and direction in my academic goals. Please join me in congratulating Professor Eric Beaton on his instructional excellence.
Wow. This is the first time I've received an award like this. It means a lot. I know I've been teaching here for 20 years, and before I started teaching here, or the reason I got the job here was because of Jeff Jones, and I was a TA for him before I ever graduated college. And my father, my sort of lineage, was a private tutor. I've been in education, my family's been in education for a while, so being honored like this is really special. I'd like to thank Jeff for the classes I took with him, and being honored tonight. He was a wonderful instructor. He really helped me get started in my engineering career. Yeah, I'd like to thank Jeff and all my other instructors I've had throughout the years. And the students for recognizing the effort that I put in. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Ms. Juliette Chaudhry up to the stage to honor our next nominee.
I would like to ask Dr. Zachary Hall to join me on the stage. Dr. Hall teaches in the Cuesta College Languages and Communications Department. He has taught at Cuesta College for 15 years. When asked, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations, an AGS member wrote, what I admire most about Dr. Hall is his dedication to helping students. He encourages students to ask questions and even has a question and answer session at the beginning of every class for students to seek advice regarding class assignments or just career assistance. Moreover, Professor Hall even sets aside an entire class to offer advice to communication studies majors upon their graduation from Cuesta. Through taking Professor Hall's class, I feel prepared for life after Cuesta. Furthermore, in answer to the question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College, an AGS member wrote, Professor Hall has really helped me become more confident in my abilities and increase the trust that I have in myself. Through taking his class, I have also learned the importance of approaching professors, asking questions when I have concerns, and not feeling embarrassed when I need a topic clarified. What I have learned through having Professor Hall as my instructor is invaluable. Now I feel more self-assured and motivated to pursue challenging and rigorous courses, and more comfortable talking with professors and acknowledging when I need assistance. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Hall for his dedication to students and instructional excellence.
Thank you very much. I find this award particularly gratifying, especially because I was never a member of an honor society. But what that tells you is that one of the keys to success in school is persistence. Scholars call it grit. And one of the things I discuss at great length with my students is that life has a way of piling up exactly when there's a deadline. And you need to find a way to push through that. You need to reach deep inside of yourself and find a way to just get it done. As my dissertation advisor told me, do you want to be brilliant or do you want to be finished? And I chose the latter. It's one of the reasons I'm here with you today. The other reason that I'm here with you today is that I had a lot of great mentors along the way. I'm pleased to hear that AGS is considering and launching this mentoring program. We are all here because of great people who came before us. Besides my wife, who's a continual mentor, one of the great mentors I had was my dad, who was a community college instructor for 40 years. And he told me one of the great purposes of education is not to teach us the answers, but how to ask the questions. And that with good education, good instruction, good mentors, we should be able to answer the questions through our own course of exploration. I consider it a great honor and a great privilege to be a member of the Cuesta family and to be a community college instructor. It was a lifelong dream, and it continues to be a pleasure to be a part of this campus each and every day. The greatest gift I have is to have a wonderful family and to contribute to the development of my students here at Cuesta College. I appreciate your time and thank you for the honor.
I would like to invite Sydney Barnes to present the next honoree.
I would like to ask Ms. Ruth Hansen to join me on stage. Ms. Hansen works at the Cuesta College University Transfer Center. She has worked at Cuesta College for 2 years. In the answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations, an AGS member wrote, Ms. Hansen is a one-of-a-kind person. Every time I visit the transfer center, she is ready to greet me with a smile. She goes out of her way to solve problems, and there have been countless times where she has taken a leading role in helping me find the best solution to my problems. In the event that she is unsure about a question, she is dedicating to finding a quick and accurate answer. She is also very well informed on what's happening in the transfer office and transfer events outside of Cuesta. This has helped make my transfer process effortless. Ms. Hansen goes above and beyond in the way she communicates with others. She is kind, sincere, and a good communicator, which makes even the most nervous or unsure student feel immediately reassured. In the answer to the question, in what ways has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College, an AGS member wrote, when I first came to Cuesta for orientation, Ms. Hansen was the first person I spoke to about my worries for the transfer process. She responded with nothing but kindness, and she reassured me that it was okay that I'd been to several colleges already. Without her help, I don't think I would have understood what needs to be done to successfully transfer. Additionally, Ms. Hansen has kept me informed on academic counselor availability, as I need it on a weekly basis. Ms. Hansen has been immensely helpful during my time at Cuesta, and she has been a shining example of someone who helps others unconditionally. She has made me feel confident in my plans and prepared me to move forward at Cuesta and beyond. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Hansen on her instructional excellence.
So this was a really big surprise, so much so that I immediately emailed Dr. Gilbert to ask if it was a mistake. I really love my job in the Transfer Center and the opportunity that I have to help the students achieve their goals. I really enjoy supporting the counselors, and I'm relatively new in the Transfer Center. I've only been in there for a year, and if you had asked me a year ago if I would be standing up here, I would have said absolutely not. I am very honored and grateful. Thank you very much.
like to invite Brian Zambo to present the next honoree.
I would like to ask Professor Stacy Hunt to join me on stage. Professor Hunt has taught at Cuesta, teaches in the legal department. She has taught at Cuesta for 6 years now. In answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations, an AGS member wrote, Professor Hunt makes herself immediately and readily available to all her students by way of personal email and phone number. She replies very quickly to her students when they reach out to her, even past regular business hours. She also always keeps her students in the know of local paralegal programs and scholarships that might benefit them. Lastly, she is there for students even after they have graduated. She offers herself as an advisor for her students to reach out should they ever come across any ethical dilemmas or paralegal-related questions in the future. She serves not only as a great professor, but as a wonderful mentor to her students. Her capacity to care for her students' success is beyond that which is required for. Her capacity to care for her students' success is beyond that which is required of her as a professor, and that is why I believe she should be honored at AGS's Teacher Appreciation Event this year. Additionally, in answer to this question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College? An AGS member wrote, Professor Hunt has influenced my success by being an example of an accomplished paralegal who applies herself in many areas of the paralegal field. Not only is she a paralegal and a paralegal professor, but she also teaches continuing legal education activities to local paralegals. In addition to being a stellar example of what it means to be a reputable paralegal, she is personally encouraging and motivating to me. She stays after my paralegal class, which ends at 9 p.m., to answer my questions and inform me of local internships and jobs that I might be interested in. She sets the bar high for paralegals everywhere, and that encourages me to also set the bar high for myself. Please join me in congratulating Professor Hunt on her instructional excellence.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much for selecting me. What a surprise, especially since I'm adjunct, so I'm not here all that much. It's nice to hear the words of my students that appreciate the effort that I go to. This profession has been so wonderful to me for almost 40 years now. And I just want to pass that enthusiasm on to my students, and it sounds like maybe I'm getting there. Well, thanks.
I would like to invite Niall Diaz up on the stage to present the next nominee.
May Professor Jeff Jones please join me on stage. Jeff Jones has taught in Cuesta's engineering department for 30 years. To answer the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectation, an AGS member wrote, Jeff Jones is a very caring instructor who goes to great lengths to ensure that each student is receiving the proper resources, attention, and community that all ultimately lead to the student's success. A few ways that he demonstrates his eagerness for student success include being open and very quick to respond to questions students have on Canvas and through emails, in addition to being available for office hours. He also quickly grades students' homework assignments and provides comments on the homework they turn in. These comments help the students learn from their mistakes. They also point them towards resources that can help better the students learn the material as it is being taught. He is a very helpful and supportive club advisor for Engineers Without Borders. He helps establish the community within the new chapter by opening up his home for a large barbecue for engineering students to get to know each other and feel like they are in a positive learning environment. To answer the question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College? An AGS member wrote, Jeff Jones has positively influenced my success as a student, primarily by challenging my previous work habits. He does this by setting up his class in a way that makes students maintain more consistency in completing their work. Taking an online class in engineering is challenging, because of the required independence of the student. Jeff Jones keeps the student accountable for keeping up with the material by setting the section work to be done at a consistent and reasonable pace. He also provides an ample amount of practice work to ensure that students are familiar with the material covered before moving on, as well as providing extra optional lessons and practice problems in case the student needs more help to absorb implied material. This class structure has helped me become a more independent and truly responsible learner. Please join me in congratulating Professor Jeff Jones.
Hello, everybody. This is an amazing award. I really appreciate it. So as many of you know, the engineering program at Cuesta is the largest program in California and probably the largest program in the United States. So not only is it large, but I would say that we have the best program definitely in the country. And I say that because of the students that we have here at Cuesta. My wife hears this all the time, but here's a good example just from today. So I was in the lab for about 3 hours this morning, working with students, and 3 of them were up on the board, and they were writing, their equations down, and we're kind of going back and forth, trying to solve some problems. And one of them, eventually sits down, and she goes like this: "Oh my God, this is so wonderful when I actually get something." And it's moments like this that, that keep us here at Cuesta teaching. Students may think that we're helping them, but in reality, we're helping them. It's an absolutely awesome job. The last thing that I would probably like to say is, if you remember Eric Beaton here, who's our first recipient today, one of my former students, probably my first year here at Cuesta, 30 years or so ago. So I spoke with him just a little bit before, the presentation. I said, Eric, what is it that makes you, the great instructor that you are? And he thought back and says, I thought back to 30 years ago when I was in your class, and I decided to do everything opposite from what you did. Thank you.
Hey, Cristobal Gonzalez, please come to the stage to present the next nominee.
Thank you, Noel. I would like to ask Professor Lisa Kawamura to join me on stage, please. Professor Lisa Kawamura teaches in the Cuesta College Communication Studies Department and has taught at Cuesta College for 4 years. In answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectation? An AGS member wrote, as a STEM major, I'm not particularly interested in classes that have to do with language. This, combined with speaking in front of an audience, creates more or less my ultimate nightmare of a class. Despite this, Professor Kawamura has been able to make this class my favorite. She actively creates a safe and fun environment within the classroom, one where no one is afraid to contribute their thoughts to the conversation. Professor Kawamura is also very organized in her class structure and diligent in the grading of her assignments. This can be seen as early as the first day of class, as the syllabus she gave comes complete with the complete breakdown of roadmap of the course. I find myself constantly referring to her syllabus as it answers many of the questions that I have. In answer to the question, in what way has the faculty member influenced your success, an AGS member wrote, thanks to Professor Kawamura, I am able to succeed and thrive in this class, specifically due to how comfortable and fun she makes the class environment. When in her class, I don't shy away from asking questions or contributing to the conversation. I'm also not afraid of giving presentations, usually due to the environment that she has created. Professor Kawamura's conversational delivery of the course content makes each class feel less like a formal class and more like an educational social gathering. As a student, this benefits me greatly, giving me a break from the norm and making an imposing topic fun and relaxing. Please join me in congratulating Professor Lisa Kawamura on her instructional excellence.
kind of new to this, even though I've been teaching here for 4 years, I guess it has been. I didn't know really what to expect from tonight. And when I ran into one of my colleagues, he said, "No, you're winning an award tonight." And so it is with great pleasure and honor to accept this award. So thank you very much. I guess the person that I really need to thank, other than the nominator of me, is Professor Alexis Olds, because it is her reason why I am teaching here. Several years ago, she had to go out on emergency surgery, and if they didn't find an emergency sub for her class, then her class would have been canceled, and she would have lost her benefits. She would have lost, teaching that quarter. And so I've known Alexis for a lot of years, and so I said, sure, I'll fill in for you. And it brought back many years worth of good feeling that I have for the two-year college system. I've always connected very well with my two-year students, and it has just been a joy teaching here. For me, I have a full-time gig over at Cal Poly, and I choose to teach here every quarter or semester that they'll allow me because I really enjoy the faculty, the staff, and the students most of all. It is a very different atmosphere that I get here with the students, and I really feel like they give me the opportunity to push them, to always think the best of them and know that they can make it at a four-year university. And I know that many of them are grateful that I don't baby them and that they have the opportunity to really succeed in something that for most people, not unlike my nominator, feel like this is the worst experience in the world. So thank you to my family who allows me to be able to do this and be flexible and my time more away from home than a full-time job already takes. Thank you to those of you in my department who continue to schedule me for classes even though you don't need me anymore. And also to the Honor Society. It is a great honor, and I appreciate being nominated and winning this award this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor. I'd like to invite Brian Zambo up to honor our next nominee.
And I would like to invite Ms. Jill Maxwell to join me on the stage. Mrs. Maxwell has worked at Cuesta College's Health Center. She has worked at Cuesta for 5 years now. In answer to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations? An AGS member wrote, "Seeing Jill has given me the opportunity to do a lot of reflecting on who I am and what I want out of life. During each session, she has guided me in looking within myself and discovering all that's been holding me back from reaching my true potential. I found new hobbies, new passions and hobbies, rediscovered old ones, and most importantly, discovered that a love so deep and pure didn't only exist in a romantic relationship. It could also be found within life, friendships, and myself." In answer to the question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College? An AGS member wrote, "During the summer, I experienced another time in my life where I needed to see Jill. Unfortunately, she was all booked up for the rest of the term. She took time to call me just to chat for a few minutes. Our call was very brief, but it meant everything to me. It was reassuring to hear that what she was telling me was not familiar. They were things that I had learned from seeing her and had already been practicing. It was a true indicator that my mental strength had developed far beyond what I had expected. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Maxwell on her excellence."
All right, since I'm a therapist and not a teacher, I have Kleenex with me. And notes. And yes, I did memorize this, but it's been such an emotional, amazing night. I'm probably just going to read this. So first of all, I want to thank the Gamma Gamma chapter for the recognition of not only me, but of my passion. As a marriage and family therapist, we often work alone and individually. But since I work on a college campus, I have the privilege of working with an amazing team in the health center. I have an office that is super close to the front lobby, so I don't really ever feel alone. I truly feel honored and grateful to be able to work with our students and to share in their lives, because I really, really feel that this is a journey that we share together. And, okay, I have my Kleenex ready. Really feel it doesn't matter who you are or where you're going or where you've been, that life sometimes can share some baby steps with you that can be daunting and sort of burdensome. And I'm standing up here today because of our students who have shared their life stories, their transitions, and their burdens. And they have taken those life steps and have created a Congo line. So if I could, I would love to have them standing up here with me, and I would like to name them personally. But since HIPAA laws kind of discourage that kind of behavior, I'm thanking you all in person right now from the bottom of my heart. You all know who you are. And since shift happens, and it's kind of going to happen anyway, I'm asking you all to kind of dance with it. Thank you.
I would like to invite Juliet Jodry up to the mic to honor our next nominee.
I would like to ask Dr. Eric Novitsky to join me on the stage. Professor Novitsky teaches in the Cuesta College Physical Science Department. He has taught at Cuesta College for 1.5 years. In response to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations, an AGS member wrote, the fact that Dr. No holds his office hours in the Student Success Center is very helpful and an efficient way to help many students at once. He makes so many resources available to ensure positive student outcomes. He's incredibly engaging and never dismisses student questions or concerns. The attitude he brings into and out of the classroom environment is so encouraging. Furthermore, in answer to the question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College, an AGS member wrote, chemistry doesn't come easily to me, but having put in the work, I have excelled thus far in the course. I give some of that credit to him because he has been greatly encouraging and has taken the time to ensure concepts are truly cemented before I move on to the next. His course and instruction has been very rewarding, and it will only serve to help me in my future academic career. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Novitsky on his outstanding dedication to the students of Cuesta College.
Wow, thank you so much. This was a complete surprise to me, and I was absolutely blown away. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife, for the sacrifice that I take to get here. She's been with me through thick and thin. Also, I'd like to thank the Physical Sciences Department. All the faculty there has been so amazing and so supportive for me since the day I got here about a year and a half ago. But last and certainly not least, I'd like to thank the students. I first got into teaching way back when I would tutor my best friends in middle and high school, and I just wanted to help them out. And now when I look out and I see my students, I see a little bit of myself, and I see a little bit of my best friends. I love helping my friends, so thank you. Thank you so much. This means so much to me.
I would like to invite Niall Diaz to present the next honoree.
May Professor Sanders Shaw join me on stage. Professor Sanders Shaw has taught at Cuesta's Fine Arts Department for 21 years. To answer the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectation, an AGS member wrote, Ms. Shaw is an extraordinary teacher for many reasons. She's friendly, approachable, enthusiastic, and caring. She is always very encouraging and praises every student for their hard work. and her passion for art truly shows. She offers to help a student in need in any way she can. When volunteering, I love the way she always says things like, "Don't be shy. I would love to help you," or "Can I show you?" I have a 9-year-old daughter whom I always share my drawings with, and Mrs. Shaw knows this. When she comes across something my daughter and I can easily work on together, she always shares it with me. She always considerately asks what my daughter thought of the last drawing we worked on, or how a project we did together came out. The most extraordinary thing that blows my mind is how giving and selfless she is. As we are in college, we should remember to pack a snack. We should remember to buy and bring our own bite to eat after a long day. We have all occasionally had that teacher that brings candy as an incentive on the midterm review day. Or as a parent, I've donated snacks to the classroom. Ms. Shaw has brought snacks to class for her students countless times. She always shares her snacks with us, whether it's a handful of Goldfish crackers, or snacky chips, or a couple of pretzel rods. Expecting nothing in return, with no incentive, she spends her own time and money on this. To answer the question, in what way has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College, an AGS member wrote, "Not only does Ms. Shaw make it possible for students to get through the day without being hungry or hangry, more importantly, she has shared the wonderful, soothing feeling that can come from art, from its creation and enjoyment. She taught me it doesn't matter, or it doesn't have to be perfect. You just roll with it. Imperfections can be hidden. Art will definitely continue to be a part of me, long after this class. Ms. Shaw is the teacher you know you can go to with any problems or concerns, or even to share a funny story." Please join me in congratulating Professor Sandra Shaw.
Well, thank you for this award. I'm very honored by the Honor Society. And I really get the reward from my students. When I see that light go on in their eyes, and I can see that they've got that, and I see their improvement, the reward is all mine. I really look forward to each day of teaching. And of all 21 years here, I think this is the greatest college. And I just really love my students. I accept them and respect them, and they respect me back. And I think I'm so glad I went camping at Montano de Oro, because that made me settle here, and I got the job at Cuesta, where I work with great colleagues. And thanks again for this award.
May Cindy Barnes please come to the stage to present the next nominee.
I would like to ask Professor Mark Weber to join me on stage. Professor Weber teaches in the Cuesta College History and Political Science departments. He has taught at Cuesta College for 36 years. In the answers to the question, what has this faculty member done that is above and beyond normal expectations, an AGS member wrote, Professor Weber's political science class highlighted that as long as you are willing to put in the time and effort, you can achieve anything. He went above and beyond by taking the time to give one-on-one feedback about essay outlines before exams if requested. During this time, he was always encouraging and provided constructive criticism, which allowed me to think outside the box and draw connections to other subject areas within my essays. Professor Weber also frequently spoke out about current issues to keep the class informed about what's happening in the world. For example, on the last day of class, he showed us a presentation on climate change, which was very informative. It helped highlight that how we can make change, and he further connected it to things we had learned in class throughout the semester. This went above and beyond, as it helped inform students on how content learned in the classroom can be applied to the real world. In the answer to the question, In what ways has this faculty member influenced your success as a student at Cuesta College? An AGS member wrote, Professor Weber has influenced my success at Cuesta College by helping me overcome my fear of asking professors for help in and outside of the classroom. In the past, I have been apprehensive, as I thought most professors were unapproachable, or I feared they would think my questions were dumb. Professor Weber aided in my changing my perception by creating an open and comfortable environment where students felt confident when asking questions and contributing to in-class discussions. While all class environments are different, I have taken the confidence I developed in Professor Weber's class into my other classes at Cuesta. He has helped me to thrive and allowed me to want to work to my highest potential in all my classes moving forward. Please join me in congratulating Professor Weber on his instructional excellence.
Well, those are some very generous comments, and I'd like to thank the student who nominated me. And I'd also like to thank all the AGS students for putting on such a great party here tonight. And also, I'd like to thank my colleague, Dr. Chris Gilbert, for all the work that he does with AGS. So let me say that this award is particularly meaningful to me because it comes from students. And also particularly because it comes from some of our best and brightest students. So thank you very much. I sure appreciate it.
I would like to invite Cristobal Gonzalez, who will give his closing remarks.
Thank you, Sydney. I would like to take a moment now and give special thanks to a couple people who have helped make tonight a success. If you would, please hold your applause. Thank you, Dr. Stearns, for attending tonight's event and helping us honor those. Richie Bermudez from the Cuesta Marketing for his help with the technology, photographs, and promotion of Teachers Night. Thank you, Richie. The Cuesta College Guilty Measures for providing awesome music. Thank you so much. And also, they want to give you their Instagram. I would also like to thank a big special thank you to the Executive Cabinet, Niall, Brian, Sydney, Juliet. You have made this experience absolutely memorable and a pleasure. Thank you so much. To our advisor, Dr. Gilbert, for keeping us on track and always encouraging us to do our best. Thank you so much, Dr. Gilbert. Our volunteers and other Alpha Gamma Sigma members that helped set up and clean up this evening, and of course, their contributions helped make this night possible. Finally, I would like to once again congratulate this year's honorees. We thank you for your hard work and dedication you put towards your student success here at Cuesta. Congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, at the end, if we can have all the honorees come back up on stage, we're going to do a couple of pictures. I want to thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Please enjoy the food and the music. Have a great night.